Hello everyone. Today we are going to take a walk along Castle Street. Since we're heading out of sort of Royal Mile area a little bit as we continue our walk along series. A walk along series, is that what we're going to call it now? I realised I hadn't done Castle Street, Frederick Street, Hanover Street. Now, the new town is separated into grids, essentially. If you haven't seen the history, my video about the history and the layout of the new town, I will put a link in the corner so you can go check that out right now so you can learn a little bit more about the history. But crossing it, there are 3 streets that cross from Princes Street over George Street down to Queen Street, and in the meantime also crossing Rose Street and Thistle Street. So they're quite good streets for linking and crossing all these other sort of areas. So there's Castle Street here, right behind me, then there's Frederick Street, then there's Hanover Street, and they all start in Princes Street, up over to George Street and down to Queen Street. Or if you want, start at Queen Street, up over to George Street and down to Princes Street. Depends on where you're going. So I thought we'd explore these 3 streets now. It's easier to remember because they're alphabetical. If you go from the West End to the East End, Castle Street, Frederick Street, Hanover Street, C, F, H, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. See how that works? That's alphabetical. Looking at the history, I haven't been able to find out a massive amount of history just concerning the street. The whole area there's a little bit more, especially since this was called Castle Street. I mean, this was imaginatively called Castle Street because it's exactly opposite Edinburgh Castle. So even the name's not exactly, you know, historical, it's obvious. But anyway, I thought we'd start by taking a walk along here. Before we get started, if you haven't, please remember to click that subscribe button, and then you can get walk along videos whenever I post them. Just in case you're not sure, we're heading towards the end of November right now, and the temperature is a lovely 6 degrees Celsius, so we haven't dropped the last couple of weeks really of doing videos, and it looks like, since we are in November, technically the Christmas market and Christmas has started in Edinburgh, and we have a small, it's not the Christmas market, it is a Christmas fair here on Castle Street, which looks nice. There's usually a market sort of fair here quite often really, so they've just really turned it Christmassy. Here we have it, Castle Street, because it's opposite my castle. There we go, that's my castle, just in case you didn't know. Flowers, anyone? So, let's take a walk up and see what's on here. Like I said, history-wise, not a massive amount. Bank? I don't want to go to the bank when I was younger. This was a Burger King. It was a massive, massive Burger King when I was a kid. Will we have a look around the market? Fresh bread, oh, like a nice fresh bread. Jams, jellies, marmalades, which I'm kind of sure are all the same thing, but still. Some nice hand-drawn pictures there. Oh, they're lovely. I love a good Highland Coo picture, and I have to say that one is brilliant. It's on that pillow there as well, but I love that. Scarves, jewellery, it's all the kind of thing you'd expect, really, at a sort of trade market fair kind of thing, which is nice. So I'm not sure what days this is on, to tell you the truth. This is more kind of shops and things now, so some of them will be names you recognise, and there'll be a couple of more local ones. Nice camera shop if you want to get your pictures developed. You never see camera shops, remember? Remember when, you know, you used to go on holiday and you'd take your pictures and then you'd come home and you'd have to wait a week or so to get them developed, and then you'd go and get them picked up, and then you'd look at them and there'd be some rubbish ones in there and there'd be absolutely rubbish. You'd be like, oh, look at that, I look like an idiot. Whereas nowadays we take them on our phone or on our camera and we look at them right away, and if they're rubbish we just delete them right away, so you don't get that fun of, oh, look at me, I look like an idiot. Sorry, that was me just going on a nostalgic ramble there. It's been a little while since I went off on a wee rant, a wee ramble there. The shops are lovely. Shops are always good, you know. So that's a newer building. I think the building that was there, I think it caught fire quite badly, so obviously a newer building has replaced it. I'm 90% sure that's what happened. The rest of these here tend to be like, oh, see, that's what I like. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Look at that old sign on the window there, lunches. It says luncheons. Can I zoom in so you can see that properly? Look at that. I love those old sort of signs. Lunch eons, luncheons. And then obviously a coffee shop and all your bits and bobs. Travel Finder, if you want to go. Now, just eat the bikes. You can rent these and you can cycle around. I will do a proper video on how it all works one day, but these are a brilliant thing about town now, that you can just, you know, rent a bike and cycle about the place. And then we get to a little bit businessy, offices. And it looks like we've got a little extra bit of the Edinburgh Christmas here. Is that the Dodgems? I love the Dodgems. Dodgems here in Britain, or if you're in America, bumper cars. Bumper cars? I think that's what they're called in America. The Dodgems here. Rose Street. So there we go, we've done Rose Street. So if you haven't seen my walk along Rose Street, again, I'll leave a link in the corner. Those are cool bumper cars. Those are really cool. I called them bumper cars. Those are really cool Dodgems. Look at them. How cool is that? There is restaurants. There's a nice Chinese restaurant. There's a little bit more of a local shop, treasure trove, local businesses. This is what we want to support. And then over here, if you're looking for a brand you know, because everyone likes a brand they know sometimes. I know it's great to try local dishes, and I want to encourage you to try local dishes, but every now and again, especially if you have kids, they just want something they know. So, TGI Fridays. And you see that escape room there? Escape Hunt? They're brilliant. Me and my work colleagues have done 3 of them so far, and they're brilliant. They're so much fun. They put a lot of effort into their escape rooms. Technically, I'll be covering all of this starting next week, because if you didn't know, on December we're going to try our own version of Vlogmas. So we're going to try to do 2 videos a week. Try. You know, at first I thought this was going to be a thing on the ground like the markings of the Flodden Wall. I thought that was what that was going to be, but no. It's permit holders only for parking. I've heard a lot about Badger & Co. I have never been in it, but I have heard nothing but good things about Badger & Co. We'll have a look at the menu quickly. Badger's Brunch. Vegan set, full breakfast, pancakes, that looks lovely. Lamb, North Sea haddock, this looks really nice, this menu. Nothing but good things about Badger & Co. And the other little helter skelter. I think I might be a little bit too big for that. I don't think they'll allow me to go on. But I want to. Although it says 1 metre, I'm definitely taller than 1 metre. Thai dining, Harvey Jones. Look at this. See that this is where you can get lots of nice new places to eat and test out. Victor Hugo Deli, never heard of it, but I'll bet it's nice. Looks lovely actually, it's busy. That's always a good sign, isn't it? Always a good sign. If somewhere's busy, then you can probably guess it's quite good. And here we have the first midsection of it. We're on to George Street. So again, if you've not seen me take a walk along George Street, I'll leave a link in the corner. This is George Street. You can see, again, Christmas lights are out. Not very many Christmas lights this year. Normally there's, you know, or at least I seem to remember there's Christmas lights that go across the street, but they don't seem to have them this year. Christmas tree kind of. Oh, thank you lady for stopping the traffic. Or not. One of you actually gave me a row in the comments to try to not get run over, so I'm trying to not get run over. Here we have, now technically it's North Castle Street. See the sign there saying North Castle Street, but we're going to count it because it's always obviously still Castle Street. They're just, you know, letting you know that it's the north half of it, which is nice of them. Is this a cider Christmas hut? Okay. ESPC, there we go. You want to buy a house? Cooper Blossoms. This looks like another nice restaurant here. Don't you just love this? I know we aren't technically looking at the Christmas stuff yet, but don't you just love that? Doesn't that look good? Let's have a quick look at the menu here as well. If I can zoom in. That looks lovely as well. This is probably about your average price list for Edinburgh as well for a main course. Just if you're getting a little glance at that, that's a good sort of gauging point. If you're not wanting to go too expensive, that's probably the prices you're going to hit. Less on Castle Street as we head down. Some of the other ones, Frederick Street, Hanover Street, when you get onto this second section, there's a lot more bars and restaurants and things like that. Castle Street, a little bit quieter now. I mean, look at this lower half of that building there. Isn't that just beautiful? And this building's just stunning. What is it? In this house, Sir Walter Scott lived. Oh, see? This is what I'm talking about. In this house, Sir Walter Scott lived from 1802 to 1826. That's what I'm talking about right there. Little piece of history, even when you're not meaning to look for it. I need to take a step over the other side of the road. But see, that's the servants' quarters down there, or what would be the servants' entrance and things like that. Main house. I've just crossed to the opposite side of the road just so we can get a proper look at what was Sir Walter Scott's house. Isn't that just beautiful? Just beautiful. See, I'm not even trying to, and we're just finding history. I mean, don't get me wrong, the houses on the opposite side are just as nice. Guest houses, beautiful old townhouses. I mean, all these buildings are just beautiful. I mean, houses that I'll never be able to afford, but still, they are just lovely. Let's have a look at this. Time for Thai, if you say so. And then you see, some of these places have just been turned into offices now as well. Beautiful Thai food. Oh, look at that down there as well. Sushi down the bottom and Thai up the top. There we go. Sushi down there, Thai up there. Now, I am not a fan of seafood, so that's not going to be my sort of thing, but I'm sure some of you out there like sushi. Thai food, however, I quite like. You can see again the prices are looking roughly about the same. 13, 7, 12, that's a good gauge. Now we're heading down. Hill Street is technically what would be Thistle Street as well. If we go further that way, Hill Street becomes Thistle Street. So that's what I kind of meant by crossing there. And just down there is one of the bakeries. The vegan bakery that I told you about when I was doing the first video on vegan food in town. Again, look at that. See these old sort of even the servants' entrances were lovely. 51 and 51A. Offices, guests, houses. A couple of pubs just down the end here. Is that a pub? The Honours? I don't know if that's a pub or not. And this is us about to hit Queen Street here. So you can see they all sort of Princess Street, then they all go up to George Street and then back down to Queen Street. So they're all quite standard in their design, and we'll go to all of them eventually as well. I'm looking for more history now. Now I've got that little glimpse of Sir Walter Scott's house. The thing is as well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was there, so that's nice. I didn't know that he lived there. I love learning little bits like that. Little coffee shop right behind me there. Hairdressers. Don't need it. And here we are as we reach the end of, well, Castle Street and North Castle Street, down onto Queen Street. And again, we've already done Queen Street. So there you have it, guys. Nice little walk along Castle Street. Again, we'll do the other two. We'll do Hanover Street and we'll do Frederick Street, so you can get a look and you can see what sort of things are on there. I would say the first half of Castle Street, from Princess Street up to George Street, is where you're going to get a little bit more things to find, especially if that market's there more often. Don't get me wrong, there's some restaurants and things here, like you saw the Thai, the sushi and things like that, and then remember you need to come down to North Castle Street to get to the vegan bakery. But on this particular one, most of the stuff tends to be on that first half of Castle Street, from Princess Street to George Street. I do like it when we just take a walk about. It's fun, and I never know what I'm going to find. There you have it, guys. I think that'll do us for this week. Just a nice little walk along Castle Street. Next Saturday is the 1st of December, so we'll be starting our Vlogmas for the first time. We're going to try to explore all things Christmas in Edinburgh, and we're going to try, I can't promise we'll manage it, but we are going to try to go up to 2 videos a week just for that period, and then January we'll get back to normal. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you have, please remember, give it a like, leave a comment, let me know, have you tried any of these places? Are they any good? I'm tempted to try the Thai place. I kind of want to try that, but oh, you know what? Someone was asking, a couple of people all of a sudden were asking where I got my hat. Georgia Asda, this hat, ladies and gentlemen, that's, you know. And again, if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe. Until next time, bye humans.